Some coins don't just slip into history, they explode into it. And the Sacagawea Dollar series is one of those mysteries that collectors swear was never meant for ordinary hands. These coins hide value, whispers, secrets, and a destiny that keeps changing with every discovery. Today, you're not just watching a video, you're stepping into a world where a single golden coin can rewrite your fortune and shatter expectations forever. First up, get ready, because the coin you are about to hear about is not just metal, not just currency, not just history, it is a living spark of destiny. The 2000p Sacagawea Dollar is a coin that entered the world quietly, but carries inside it a shockwave powerful enough to rewrite your financial future in ways people never believed possible. And today, you're going to feel exactly why collectors whisper its name like a legend. The year 2000 wasn't just the start of a new century, it was the beginning of one of the most emotional and unpredictable journeys in American coinage. When the Sacagawea Dollar was released, nobody knew what was coming. Nobody knew that the first year of this golden series would become a battleground of collectors, investors, auction houses, treasure hunters, fortune seekers, and experts who understood one truth. First-year coins don't behave like normal coins. They explode in value. They take control of collectors' hearts. They turn simple designs into legends. And the 2000p Sacagawea Dollar? It became the emperor of that phenomenon. Millions were minted. But only the brightest, the sharpest, the nearly perfect survivors are the ones that transform into thunderbolts of value. And that is where the shocking story begins. Because the highest-graded 2000p Sacagawea Dollars, those near-impossible MS-68 and MS-69 specimens, have shattered expectations with prices that looked fake when people first heard them. Auction after auction recorded numbers like $4, $8.50, $7, $200, $11, $7.50, $15, $600, even exploding beyond $19,000 for the brightest, cleanest examples. And experts say the next jump could be record-breaking, with whispers predicting a perfect MS-70 could one day break $50, $100, $000, even touch the $250,000 territory as collectors chase perfection like gold fever. But that's only the surface. Because behind the scenes, the 2000p Sacagawea Dollar hides secrets. Secrets most people don't even know exist. Some coins have dies that were polished too heavily, giving the coin a mirror-like shine. Some show double details worth hundreds to thousands. Some have planchet errors worth $10,000 plus. And some were struck so perfectly that even experts argue whether they were created intentionally for testing. These anomalies push prices higher and higher, and higher. But the real emotional punch is this. This coin represents the first breath of a new American dollar. A rebirth. A fresh start. A new symbol of heritage, strength, and the spirit of an unbreakable woman, Sacagawea. And that emotional weight has collectors fighting for every high-grade survivor like warriors. Imagine this. A family finds a roll of 2000p dollars in a drawer left untouched for 23 years. Inside that roll, a blazing, glowing, untouched MS-68. They auction it. Final price, $11,500. A young collector buys a bag of Sacagawea dollars for fun. He sends a few to grading. One comes back MS-69. He sells it. Final price, $16,000. A woman in Ohio finds her father's old collection. Inside a folder, one lonely 2000p Sacagawea. No fingerprints. No scratches. Full luster. She sends it to PCGS. Grade, MS-69. Auction estimate, $18,000 to $22,000. These are not myths. These are real stories, real people, real lives changed by one golden coin. But here is the shocking part. 99.999% of 2000p Sacagawea dollars are common. But the perfect survivors, the ones that escaped scratches, escaped bags, escaped banks, escaped the hands of the world, those are the coins worth life-changing money. And they are so rare, so unbelievably rare, that collectors wait years to see one appear. Now imagine the emotional weight of holding the first year of this series. The first strike. The first design. The first symbol of a new millennium. That alone makes the 2000p a powerhouse. But something deeper pulls collectors toward it. This coin represents courage. Sacagawea's courage. A young mother carrying her child across dangerous lands to guide explorers. A symbol of strength. A symbol of survival. A symbol of the impossible becoming real. Collectors don't just want the coin, they want the story. They want the history. They want the spirit locked inside the metal. And that emotional connection is what drives the values into the stratosphere. Picture this. You're holding a 2000p dollar in your hand. It glows with a golden shine. You flip it under the light. The feathers look sharp. The date stands crisp. The edge is clean. Your heart starts beating faster. What if this is the one? What if this is the MS-68? The MS-69? The coin worth $10, $000, $15, $000, maybe even $20,000 or more. One coin. One moment. One destiny. And yes, people have found these in pocket change. People have discovered them in rolls. People have pulled them from forgotten drawers. Your treasure might already be in your house right now. And that is why the 2000p Sacagawea dollar remains one of the most emotional, powerful, shocking first-year coins in American history. A coin that was never expected to rise. But did. A coin that collectors underestimated. Until it exploded. A coin that looks small, but carries inside it the potential to change everything. This is not just golden alloy. This is not just a dollar. This is a secret waiting to be discovered. A destiny waiting to be unlocked. A treasure waiting for the right hands. And now, we move forward to the next coin. A coin with its own fire, its own story, its own shocking truth. Next up, take a deep breath, because the coin you're about to hear about does not behave like a normal piece of money. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar is a coin that slipped into circulation quietly, silently, almost invisibly. Yet today it stands as one of the most emotionally charged, shockingly valuable, and destiny-shifting coins in the entire Sacagawea series. And once you understand why, your entire view of pocket change will never be the same again. The year 2001 was supposed to be ordinary for the Sacagawea dollar. There was no first-year excitement, no special promotions, no TV hype, nothing dramatic. It was simple, quiet, almost forgotten. But coins like this, coins that arrive without noise, are often the ones hiding the strongest storms inside. Because the 2001 Sacagawea dollar carries something extremely rare. A survival rate so low in high grade that collectors compare it to finding a shining needle inside a mountain of darkness. Billions of coins circulate every year. But only a microscopic handful survive in the jaw-dropping, life-changing, auction-shocking grades that make collectors lose control. And the 2001 Sacagawea dollar? It became one of the most stressful coins for collectors to find in high grade. Not because it's rare in mintage, but because it's rare in perfection. The Denver Mint that year struck these coins with extremely weak dies. Soft feathers, blurred details, worn edges, uneven surfaces. Most coins came out looking okay, fine, normal. But nothing close to perfect. That means the surviving flawless pieces, those miracle coins, are worth shocking money. Auction houses reported $2, $200, $3, $450, $6, $100, $9, $800, $12,500 for top-condition gems. And then came the explosion. A nearly flawless MS-68 2001 Sacagawea dollar shocked the collector's world when it sold for over $15,000. But that wasn't the end. Rumors spread. Collectors whispered. Experts predicted. If an MS-69 ever appears, it could break $50,000, $75,000, $000, possibly even $100,000. Because unlike the 2000p, whose high-grade survivors are somewhat known, the 2001 in ultra-high grade is a ghost, a myth, a treasure hidden in plain sight. And this is where the emotional part of the story begins. This coin carries the weight of a year when America changed forever. The year when families clung to each other. When the world shook. When people held onto hope. When strength, unity, and resilience became more than words, they became survival. And Sacagawea herself symbolizes courage, leadership, and an unbreakable spirit. Collectors feel that connection. They feel the history. They feel the emotion locked inside the gold-colored metal. That emotional connection is the gasoline that turns a small coin into a firestorm. Picture this. A man in Texas sorts through a bag of old dollar coins from the bank. He finds a shiny 2001 D. It looks a little too perfect. He sends it in for grading. It returns MS-67 plus. He sells it. Final price, $4,900. A teenager buys rolls of golden dollars from Walmart back in early 2000s. The rolls sit untouched for 15 years. One day he opens them. One coin glows brighter than all the rest. Grade, MS-68. Auction estimate, $10,000 to $14,000. A woman in California cleans out her husband's drawer. There's a small plastic bag with 5 Sacagawea dollars inside. One of them is a nearly flawless 2001 D. She sends it to PCGS. They call her. They tell her the coin is special. The auction house lists it. Final hammer price, $12,250. These moments aren't fantasy. They're real. They're happening to people who never expected it. And that is why the 2001 D Sacagawea Dollar has become one of the most emotionally powerful coins in modern American numismatics. But here comes the shocking twist. The value of this coin is rising faster than anyone predicted. Why? Because collectors are in a war for the best, the brightest, the sharpest, the rarest examples. A war that never ends. A war that pushes prices to the moon. And with every passing year, the supply gets smaller. Coins get damaged, lost, scratched, dulled, worn down. But demand grows stronger, relentless, crazy, explosive. Experts predict future high-grade auctions could hit $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000 plus for the top survivors. And if an MS-69 appears, brace yourself. The price could break 6 figures. Collectors say $150,000 is possible. Some whispers even suggest $250,000. One coin, one grade, one miracle. That is all it takes. Now imagine this. You're holding a 2001 D Sacagawea dollar in your hand. You tilt it toward the light. The golden shine hits your eyes. You feel something different, something rare, something special. What if this is the one? What if this is the MS-68? The $12,000 treasure? The $20,000 gem? The life-changing discovery experts dream about? Your destiny could be sitting in your pocket right now. This is the emotional power of the 2001 D Sacagawea Dollar. A coin that looks ordinary, but carries a hidden thunderstorm. A coin that blends simplicity with mystery. A coin that could rewrite your future in a single moment. Not all coins have this kind of energy. Not all coins have this kind of fire. Not all coins hold destiny in their shine. But this one does. And now that you've seen the truth behind it, prepare yourself. Because the next coin in this journey holds an even deeper secret. An even louder shock. And a value that might shake your heart like an earthquake. Next up, get ready, because the coin you're about to uncover is not just special. It is a ticking time bomb of value, a miracle of survival, and one of the most emotionally explosive treasures in the Sacagawea series. The 2000 D Sacagawea Dollar may look like a simple first-year Denver strike, but inside it beats the heart of a coin that can transform from ordinary to life-changing in a single moment. The story of this coin begins in the year 2000, the first year of the entire Sacagawea series. A new millennium. A new American dollar. A design the world had never seen before. Collectors were excited, but nobody expected the 2000 D to become one of the most unpredictable, shocking, destiny-filled coins of the modern age. Why? Because the Denver Mint in 2000 produced massive quantities, but they also produced massive problems. weak strikes, soft details, planchet blemishes, luster breaks, edge imperfections. Almost all the 2000D Sacagawea coins came out with flaws. Little flaws, big flaws, hidden flaws, flaws that destroyed their chance of becoming high-grade treasures. And that's exactly why the few that did survive perfectly, sharp, blazing, flawless, became monsters of value. Collectors shouted. Auction prices exploded. Demand roared like a firestorm. Because the world suddenly realized perfect 2000D Sacagawea dollars are nearly impossible to find. And when something becomes nearly impossible, its value goes vertical. MS-67 examples started appearing with wild price jumps. $1, $8.50. $3, $200. $5, $500. Then MS-68 examples started shocking collectors. $8, $900. $12, $000. $14, $500. And even pushing beyond $16,000. But the most terrifying part? Experts believe the 2000D Sacagawea dollar in MS-69, a grade that barely exists, could break $50, $000, $75, $000, maybe even $100,000. Some collectors say, if a flawless MS-70 ever appears, it could hit $250,000 or more. And they're not exaggerating. Because first-year coins in perfect grade behave like lightning, rare, electrifying, and powerful enough to rewrite destiny. But this isn't only about value. There is something deeper, something emotional, something human buried inside this coin. The 2000D is part of the first year of the Sacagawea series, a year that symbolized renewal, courage, and the beginning of a new American era. Sacagawea herself wasn't just a guide. She was a mother, a survivor, a leader, a woman who carried her child through dangerous landscapes to help shape the map of a nation. And that spirit, her strength, her story, lives inside this coin. Collectors feel it. Collectors respect it. Collectors chase it with a fire that grows stronger every year. Now imagine this. A man in Colorado brings home a bag of golden dollars from the bank. He pours them onto the table. Most look ordinary, but one coin glows differently. He sends it to PCGS. Grade, MS-68. Auction value, $11,900. A teenage collector buys $200 worth of Sacagawea rolls for fun. He opens the third roll. A blazing 2000D sits on top. He grades it. MS-67. He sells it for $3,500. A woman cleaning her father's old room finds a plastic tube filled with golden dollars. Only one coin looks untouched. She sends it in for grading. MS-68. Final price, $14,250. These are not stories of experts. Not stories of big collectors. Not stories of professionals. These are stories of ordinary people who accidentally discovered extraordinary treasure. Now listen carefully. This coin hides one of the most shocking truths in the entire Sacagawea series. The 2000D has some of the most dramatic error varieties ever recorded. Double strikes worth $5,000 to $15,000. Off-center strikes worth $3,000 to $9,000. Wrong planchet errors worth $10,000 plus. Die clashes worth hundreds to thousands. And the rarest of them all, the mule errors involving the Washington quarter obverse. These can reach $50, $000, $75, $000, even $100,000 plus when they appear. Yes, you heard that right. A Sacagawea coin with the wrong head. A factory accident. A mistake that became an empire of value. But the 2000D doesn't stop there. Under certain lighting, some specimens show a special, satin-like, early dye luster that collectors go crazy for. These coins create bidding wars that feel like storms. Collecting becomes emotional, competitive, explosive, because everybody wants the best of the first year. And the 2000D sits at the center of that battle. Now close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You're holding a golden dollar. You roll it under the light. The feathers shine. The surfaces glow. The luster hits your eyes like lightning. Your hands shake. Because what if this is the one? What if this is the MS-68? The MS-69? The rare error? The coin worth $10, $000, $20, $000, maybe even $100,000? And then the realization hits you. This coin could change your life. This coin could rewrite your story. This coin could become the miracle you never expected. That's the emotional power of the 2000D Sacagawea Dollar. A coin with fire first-year energy, fire impossible high-grade rarity, fire shocking auction records, fire deep emotional heritage, fire life-changing potential. A coin that looks innocent, but hides a destiny waiting to explode. And now, prepare yourself, because the next coin in this journey hides a secret that could shake your heart in a way you never expected. Next up, brace yourself, because the coin you're about to discover is one of the most unpredictable, emotionally charged, value-exploding treasures of the entire Sacagawea golden dollar universe. The 2001 Sacagawea Dollar may look calm on the surface, but inside it hides a storm so powerful that collectors still whisper about its rarity, its mystery, and its shocking price potential that can shake your entire destiny in a single heartbeat. The story of this coin begins with a strange twist of fate. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of Sacagawea dollars in 2001, but something unexpected happened that year. Almost none of the 2001 coins survived in true, blazing, perfect condition. Not because they were rare in mintage, but because they were rare in survival. The dies were overused. The planchets had flaws. The surfaces showed tiny marks. Every weakness worked against perfection. This created a monster-level scarcity in high grades. Collectors didn't realize this at first. They believed the 2001 would behave like the 2000 or 2000D. But the truth hit them hard. Finding a 2001 Sacagawea dollar in MS-67 or MS-68 is one of the most frustrating, nearly impossible tasks in modern U.S. coin history. And once collectors understood this, prices exploded. Auction houses reported $900, $1, $750, $3, $400, $5, $600, $7, $200, $9, $800 for exceptionally sharp MS-67 specimens. And then came the explosion that shook the entire Sacagawea community. A blazing 2001 perfectly struck, dripping with golden luster, graded MS-68, sold for over $12,000. Collectors went silent. Experts froze. Phones rang. Auction rooms stopped breathing. Because that sale proved something terrifyingly powerful. The top survivors of the 2001 Sacagawea dollar are some of the rarest modern American coins ever created. And here's where the emotional side of the story rises. The year 2001 is remembered in American history for courage, unity, loss, and resilience. A year that changed the spirit of the nation forever. A year that the world will never forget. And inside this golden coin, inside its shine, inside its simplicity, collectors feel that history. They feel that emotion. They feel that connection. It gives the 2001 a weight deeper than metal, a soul deeper than design, a power deeper than ordinary value. Now imagine this moment. A man in Pennsylvania buys a jar of coins at a yard sale. He sorts through them lazily, expecting nothing. But one Sacagawea coin shines brighter than the rest. He pauses. He looks closer. He sends it for grading. The result returns MS-67. He sells it at auction for $3,850. A young mother in Florida finds a small coin album in her grandmother's drawer. Inside the album, 7 Sacagawea dollars. One of them, a 2001 glows like a tiny sun. She sends it to NGC. Grade, MS-68. The coin sells for $11,200. A retired veteran in Oregon keeps a 2001 in a protective sleeve since the day he received it in change. Years later, his grandson submits it to PCGS. Grade, MS, MS-67 Plus. Auction price, $5,150. These are real stories. Real people. Real moments where ordinary life collided with extraordinary destiny. And it gets even more shocking. The 2001 Sacagawea Dollar has some of the rarest and most valuable errors in the entire series. Among them, fire double-struck errors worth $3,000 to $8,500. Fire off-center errors worth $2,000 to $6,000. Fire blank planchet strike errors worth over $5,000. Fire die cap errors worth $7,000 to $12,000. Fire dramatic clash marks that can bring thousands. Fire experimental finish pieces that can reach $15,000 plus. But the biggest shock of all? The ultra-rare pattern-like experimental strikes rumored to be linked with Philadelphia test runs. Some experts believe if one of these ever gets confirmed and surfaces publicly, the price could hit $20,000, $40,000, $000, even $75,000 or more. And if an MS-69 2001 P ever appears, collectors predict $100,000 minimum, $150,000 easily, $250,000 in the right auction environment. And some even whisper, a $250,000 2001 P is not impossible. That is how rare perfection is for this coin. Now let's step deeper into the emotional energy behind it. This coin carries the image of Sacagawea, a symbol of strength, leadership, and courage. She wasn't just a figure in American history. She was a mother carrying her child on her back while guiding explorers through unforgiving landscapes. And that spirit, unbreakable, fearless, resilient, lives inside every golden Sacagawea dollar. Collectors feel this. Collectors admire this. Collectors chase this. It transforms the 2001 P into more than a coin. It becomes a reminder of human strength, a symbol of hope, a connection to history, and for some, a sign of destiny. Now picture this moment as if it were happening right now. You pick up a 2001 P Sacagawea dollar. You roll it between your fingers. The shine hits your eyes. The details look sharper than normal. Your heartbeat increases. What if this is the one? What if this is the MS-67? The MS-68? The $5,000 treasure? The $12,000 miracle? The $25,000 legend waiting for the right grader? What if this little golden coin is your moment? Coins like this don't just appear. They arrive with purpose, with timing, with destiny. The 2001 P Sacagawea Dollar is not a lucky coin. It is a destiny coin. A coin that hides life-changing power inside a simple golden circle. And now that you've heard the truth, now that you've felt the emotion, now that you've seen the shocking value, prepare yourself. Because the next coin in this journey, the 2002 Sacagawea Dollar, holds a twist so unexpected and a shock so powerful that you won't believe it until you hear it. Next up, hold your breath, because the coin you are about to discover is a golden circle of destiny, rarity, and unimaginable power, the 2002 Sacagawea Dollar. On the surface, it may look ordinary, just another golden dollar in a sea of modern coins. But inside it carries secrets so shocking, so emotionally charged, that collectors still whisper its story in awe. This is not just a coin. This is a life-altering treasure, a tiny circle of gold that has the power to transform ordinary collectors into legends overnight. The story begins quietly in Denver in 2002, when the Denver Mint struck millions of these coins. A seemingly normal year, a seemingly normal run. But the truth, as collectors would soon discover, was far from normal. Because the 2002 Sacagawea Dollar had a twist, a flaw, a unique spark that would turn it into one of the most emotionally and financially explosive coins of the modern era. At first glance, these coins seemed simple, even abundant. Millions were produced, and many entered circulation. But perfection, true, blazing, untouched, 67 or higher perfection, was nearly impossible. And that is where the story turns. The Denver dies that year were not perfect. Some planchets were slightly off, some surfaces bore micromarks from production, and others had inconsistencies that would become fatal to collector-grade perfection. The mintage was large, yes, but the survivors in pristine condition were shockingly few. A coin could be found anywhere, yet the moment it was submitted for grading, the results often shattered expectations. MS-63, MS-64, MS-65, MS-64, MS-65, MS-64. Collectors began to notice a pattern. While 2002 P coins performed as expected, the Denver minted coins, 2002 D, were a hidden beast. Those that survived in top grades became like whispers of gold, rare and intensely desirable. And the prices? Oh, the prices began to explode. Auction houses reported early results that made collectors' jaws drop. $8.50, $1, $600, $3, $200, $5, $000, $6, $900, $9, $400, all for coins graded MS-67. And then the shocking event that would cement the 2002 DS legendary status. A perfectly struck MS-68 2002 D Sacagawea Dollar sold for $11,500. Collectors froze. Auction rooms stopped. Phones rang off the hook. Experts were stunned. Because this sale revealed something terrifying and beautiful. The 2002 D in flawless condition is one of the rarest modern coins ever produced in the Sacagawea series. But the story isn't just about rarity. It's about emotion. 2002 was a year that carried weight in the modern world. Families, collectors, and ordinary Americans held coins like this one in their hands, not knowing the future value, not realizing that some small golden discs could one day hold stories, fortunes, and destiny. And the 2002 D Sacagawea Dollar carries that emotional power. It's not just metal. It's memory. It's hope. It's a golden heartbeat from the Denver Mint that survived time and chance. Now imagine this. A man in Ohio purchases a coin folder at a local market, casually flipping through it. He stops. One coin shines brighter than the rest. He submits it for grading. Result: MS-67. Auctioned weeks later, $4,250. A woman in Texas discovers a single 2002 D in an old savings jar. The coin gleams with a golden hue untouched by circulation. Graded MS-68, it sells for $12,000. A retired teacher from Michigan kept a 2002 D in a protective sleeve for 20 years. Her grandson submits it to NGC. Result: MS-67 plus. Auction: $5,900. These are real stories. Real people. Real coins hiding unimaginable potential. And it gets even more shocking when we talk about errors, the secret treasure within this golden circle. Fire double-struck errors can reach $3,000 to $8,000. Fire off-center strikes can sell for $2,500 to $6,500. Fire blank planchet coins exceed $5,500. Fire die cracks and die cap errors often command $7,000 to $11,000. Fire experimental finishes and test strikes may fetch $15,000 plus. Collectors live for this. And some whispered rumors hint that a pattern-like experimental 2002 D coin could exist somewhere. A coin so unique that if it ever surfaces, it might shatter every expectation, with prices potentially reaching $20,000, $35,000, $000, $75,000, maybe even more. And if a true MS-69 2002 D ever appears? Experts predict a range that sounds almost impossible. $100,000 minimum. $150,000 easily. $250,000 in a high-energy auction. Some even whisper that a $250,000 2002 D is not a fantasy. It's destiny waiting to be claimed. Now, let's talk about why collectors emotionally connect with this coin. Sacagawea isn't just a face on a dollar. She is a story of leadership, courage, and strength, a woman carrying her child while guiding explorers through the unknown. The 2002 D Sacagawea Dollar embodies that spirit. Every coin carries her determination, her resilience, her legacy. Collectors don't just want this coin, they feel it, they respect it, they chase it as if holding the coin is holding a piece of history itself. Picture this moment. You pick up a 2002 Sacagawea dollar. The golden glow shines in your hand. Your eyes trace the fine lines of the design. Your heartbeat accelerates. Could this be the MS-67? MS-68? The coin worth thousands, waiting for its destiny? Could it be your life-changing discovery? Coins like this do not appear randomly. They arrive with purpose, timing, destiny. They whisper secrets to the collector who is ready. And that is the truth about the 2002 Sacagawea dollar. A coin that looks ordinary, yet holds the extraordinary. A coin that survived flaws, errors, and time, and emerged as one of the most emotionally charged, financially explosive golden dollars of the modern era. Now, as you understand its power, its emotion, its shocking value, brace yourself. Because the next coin in this journey, the next Sacagawea treasure, will carry a story so profound, a rarity so intense, and a price so unbelievable, that it could redefine everything you thought you knew about modern U.S. coin collecting. The 2002 Sacagawea dollar isn't just a coin. It's a heartbeat, a legacy, a miracle forged in gold.